What is this 80%?
Pi.
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 Okay. So let's answer this together. Okay. So pi is equals to 0.8. And then if the rooms has 80, if the hotel has 800 rooms, what is the probability that, okay, I cannot see the whole thing, right? Okay, let's make it preview. So, if the hotel has 800 rooms, so what is this 800?
N.
N.
And
N, okay, 800. Okay, so what is the probability that 665 or more are occupied in November? So the question asks the probability that X is actually 665 or more, right? So basically, instead of writing that way, you can just write 665 and the X should be more. Means that equals to 665 or even more. Okay, so the question asks about this. Okay, now, can you compute this question? Can you find the answer? So what is the next step should we do?
Find the mean.
mid.
Find the mean. Cool. Okay, so before that, when you look at the n is 800. So what does it mean? We are dealing with such a very large number, isn't it? Right? So what we call this? We call it approximate binomial distribution. Means that it is too large that your distribution will look like binomial distribution. So because of that, even though this is chapter 7, you will have to actually apply some correction factor. Okay, so in this case it says that what is the question? I forgot. Probability that 665 or more. So the 665 is actually your X or more. So you are given like a few cases. So which one does it reflect?
Number one. The first
Number one means that if you look at the equation that I write here, X equals to 665 or more, means that at least X occur, at least your X is 665 and more. So number one. So later on, your X here, what should we do? So you have to take X minus 0.5. So 665 should minus with 0.5 and you will get 66. This is 6 what? 4.5. Okay, this will be your new value for X because of the approximate binomial condition. Okay, so let's see the question again. Okay, it is okay. So now, when you want to apply the formula to find the probability and so on, the first step is that you have to find your mu. So how to find your mu? And multiply with 5. So your n, what is your n? N is 800 multiplied with your 5.8. So you should get the value of mu equals to
640.
6. Okay, you don't really have to put 0.0, but it is like just 6. Okay, and where is it? 640, isn't it? Okay.
Yes, that is 640.
I thought that you said 6.0. Okay, 640. Okay, so the next thing is that you have to find your sigma or your standard deviation. So in your video, you are given what we call the variance, right? You have sigma squared. Sigma squared is the variance. And the formula is like pi multiplied with n. And then this is pi multiplied with 1 minus pi. But basically, you need to find the sigma instead of sigma squared. You need to find the standard deviation instead of the variance. So can you find the standard deviation?
Yes.
Yes, so sigma equals, so these two, you have to bring it to the right-hand side and it will become square root. So you have square root of pi and multiply with 1 minus pi. So pi multiplied with n, you have computed it, which is your mu. So you have 640 multiplied with 1 minus, what is your pi? 0.8. So what will you get given all this working?
11.31.
11, why my 11 is so ugly? So 11.31. You can make it 4 decimal point, it's up to you, okay? If you want to make it 4 decimal point, you will get 3137. Okay, you can stop at 2 decimal point, it's fine. Okay, since we are talking about chapter 7, normally it's good to draw a diagram so that you can see the area clearly. So what is the mean? The mu here, you will get the mu equals to 640. So the question asks about probability of x, okay, this one, 665. So 665 should be somewhere here. And you want to know about this area, right? Okay, so your x, because we have adjusted it, so x will become 664.5. Okay, so you want to know this shaded area. Okay, now, the next steps, we have to find what? The probability. So how to find the probability? What kind of formula should we use? Z equals to?
X minus mu.
And then that's it.
Divided by sigma.
Sigma. So what is your Z? We never know what is the Z value because we are actually trying to find it. What is your X? X is given here, right?
664.
664.5. Don't forget about the 0.5. Minus mu. You have computed your mu, which is here. 640. And then, what else?
Right.
What is your sigma? I forgot. 11.31.
11.31.
So what will you get?
2.17.
2.17.
2.17. So this is your Z value. We are looking for probability or area under the curves. So you have to refer to your Z table, okay? Because this is just, if you stop here, this is just, will tell you the Z value. It doesn't tell you the probability. The question asks about the probability, remember? So to convert this value into probability, you have to look at your Z table, okay? So area under the curve. Area under the curve means probability, okay? So you get 2.17. So this is your Z. I hope that you can see my cursor and the Z. So 2, where is 2? Scroll down, 2.1. 2.1. Okay, so we need to look at 7. Where is the 7? Okay. Okay, we still can see all. So this is 2.1. And then the 7 is this one. Okay. I hope that you can read your table clearly. So you should get the value of 0.4850. Okay? So far, so good?
Yes,
Yes.
doctor.
So it's equals to, where is my mouse? Okay. 0.4850. Is that all?
No.
No.
So whatever you got here is the area here. This is 0.4850. The question doesn't ask about this area. The question asks about this shaded area. So how to find the shaded area?
Minus 5. 0.5.
0.5 minus 0.4850. Why should we take this value 0.5?
Half of 1. Yes.
Half of 1. So if you look at this diagram, it shows that it refers to half of the diagram. That's why you have to take 0.5. So 0.5 minus this whole things, you should get the value of 0.015. Okay, so that's the answer. Okay, even though it may look very long, believe me, this question just need 2 minutes of your time. Maybe some of you will say, no, it's 2 minutes of your time, not our time. Who said that? I'll give you proof to show that I'm not talking nonsense. Okay, so this is the examples okay, given by the previous section. Can you see that? Okay, our class start Okay, I'm not sure whether you can see my screen. Okay, make it bigger. Our class start at 8:30, and within 2 minutes, this person can submit the answer, and the answer is correct. Okay, so I'm not talking nonsense. The question can be solved in 2 minutes, but I still give you like 12 minutes to do everything. Basically, whatever I gave for the time is actually more than sufficient. Okay, so let's see. I want to somehow comment on the answer. What happened is that some of you, okay, if you read the question carefully, I only ask you somehow to upload. Where is the question? Um, um, well, definitely I asked you to upload the file, right? I didn't ask about other things, but what happened is that many students will write something unnecessary. This is like quiz 5, and then you write your name, your metric number. Sometimes you write the dates even. Well, it is not needed. It will consume your time. Well, in fact, even though these students put many unnecessary things, you still can submit it within 2 minutes. Okay, but let me tell you, just submit your working. That's it. Because when I actually check your answer. Let me see. Okay, so I will click this uploaded file, and all your information, metric numbers are here, and email. So you don't really have to write your names, metric numbers, and whatever in your answer sheet. Okay, just write the working. That's all I need. Okay, don't waste your time to write something unnecessary. Okay. Okay, so that is the first question for section 5. Do you have other concern? Any question regarding this question? I think it is very clear, right? Any question from both sections?
Madam,
Hmm.
is it okay if we do not draw the graph?
Okay, the same question like the morning class. Okay, let me make it half. Okay, so basically the functions of the graph is to show you whether it is on the left side, on the right side, and well, it can really help you a lot later on. I will show you the coming question. Okay, and in the final or in the test, I will consider some marks for the graph. The graph will basically worth 0.5 marks. But because this is your first time seeing the graph and you don't know that this graph means a lot to you to help you to answer the question, so I will not consider the marks for the graph. Okay. Um, okay, so let me tell you the portions of the marks. So in total, every quiz will give you 2 marks, right? Okay, if you are able to find the mean and the standard deviation, this whole thing will give you 0.5 or half marks. Okay, because it is very easy. You know it by heart since the first probability chapter. Okay, so this should give you half. Some students may not be able to answer the remaining, but since you are able to give me this two figure like mu and this sigma, so you should get half marks. And then if you are able to compute up to this point until 2.17, okay, so this should also give you half marks. Okay, because sometimes people forgot to convert this 2.7 into the probability, because 2.17 is actually just the value for z. It is not the answer for probability. So if you stop until 2.17, you should get another half marks. Okay, if you are able to convert 2.17 to the probability, you should get another half marks. But then if you notice that, okay, so this is not the probability because we are not talking about this area. We are talking about this shaded area. So you minus with 0.5, and minus with 0.5 will give you another 0.5, 0.5. So in total, you will get 2 marks. Okay, because some students text me personally, Madam, I only stop until this part. Well, don't worry, you will get half marks. some stop here, you will get 1 marks. Well, depends on your working. That's why I told you the answer is not important. Even though you give me this final answer, but there is no working. Suddenly you put 0.5 minus this. Well, because you put 0.5, then you will get half only out of 2. If let's say suddenly you just put the final answer 0.015, you will get 0 marks, because I want to see the working. How can you get up to this final answer? Okay. Okay, that is the first question. Anything else you want to ask? You want to clarify? Is it clear?
Clear.
Okay, so let's move to the next question. Okay, this is false. Is it okay? Okay, this is for section 6. Okay, I also have to make it preview so that we can see the whole thing. Okay, so Mydin's a local hypermarket offers medical insurance to its employees. Okay, a recent study by Human Resource Department shows that annual cost per employee per year followed the normal probability distribution with a means of, okay, so this question clearly give you the mean, so you don't really have to compute it, right? So you have to write here the mu is equals to 1280, and the standard deviation, and you also don't have to compute it. The sigma is equals to 420 per year. What was the cost for the 30% of the employees who incurred the highest medical expenses? Okay, so what this question asks us?
X through Z.
So you have to find the X value given the Z value. Okay, so as I told you, we need to draw a diagram to show the area. It will definitely help you a lot. So let me draw my diagram. So we are talking about the highest. So where is it? Is it on the left side, on the right side?
Right.
Huh?
Right side.
On the right.
Right side.
Yes, when you talk about highest, it should be on the right side. Right, if you talk about the lowest, the minimum, it should be on the left side. So the question clearly tell you about the highest. So it should be on the right side. So 30% perhaps somewhere here. So this is your 0.3. So can you find, so this is your X. Can you find this area? What is the value?
0.2.
0.2. How to find this 0.2?
0.5 minus 0.3.
0.5 minus 0.3, because it shows the half of the diagram. So to get this part, so take the half minus 0.3, you will get 0.2. So this is what we call area under the curve. Okay, so let me open the table. So area under the curve, okay, area under the normal curve means that this is your probability. Normally, we are asked to find the probability, but here, the probability is given, right? You know that this is the probability given 30% in the question. So the probability is 0.2. Can you find the Z value? So somehow you are calculating it backward. Can you find the Z value using this area under the curve? So you got 0.2. So how to find the Z value? So look at the value inside the table, because the value inside the table shows the area under the curve. So 0.2, this is 0.19, this is 0.198, 0.2019. So which one is the closest value to 0.2? The first one or the second one?
The first one.
The first one. Is it? Is it the first one?
Yes.
The first one.
In order to know which value between these two will give you the smallest gap, it's not that hard. You will just take 0.2. Okay, so let's put these two values, okay? 0.1985 or 0.2019. So you want to compare which one will give you the smallest value. So take this 0.2 minus these two numbers. So I have my calculator with me. All of you can also compute to make sure that I compute it correctly. Oh my god. My battery is running out and I forgot to charge. Okay, give me like where is my cursor? This one. Give me like 1 second to charge my battery. Okay, cool. Okay, so let's do it together slowly so that you can see everything clearly. Okay, what is the answer? 0.2 minus 0.1985? What is the question just now? It's here. What is the answer? 0.2 minus 0.1985. So this will give you the value of, where should I write? Perhaps here, 1.5, and then you have minus 3. So 1, 2, 3. Okay, this is the gaps for the first value. How about the second? So 0.2 minus 0.2019. Okay, so you get the value of 1.9, but then you have 3. 1, 2, 3. Right. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so but this is minus, and the previous one, is it minus? This is positive. Okay. So between these two numbers, which one is the smallest?
The first one.
Still the first one?
The minus.
The minus. Okay, so for the minus, the largest the number, the smallest it is. Okay, let me draw a line. Okay, so this is 0. This is 1. This is mean plus 1. This is minus 1. This is 2. This is minus 2. Okay, so starting from 0, when you have a higher number, higher order, it means that the number is bigger. But for the negative, the higher the value means that the smaller it is. Okay, so negative 2 is smaller compared to the negative 1. Can you see the order? So now we have, for example, if let's say just change it like 1.5. So 1.5 is here. This is 1.9. 1.9 is here. So basically, if let's say you want to compare with, this is negative 1.5. So negative 1.5 is actually bigger compared to negative 1.9. Okay, if let's say you ignore this negative and positive, well, basically, if let's say this is both are negative, so this will show you it is a bigger difference. I mean, this is the smallest. Can you see that? Because for the negative, the largest the value, the smallest the number it is. Okay? Clear? Clear? Some of you are still confused with the negative. Okay, so you are comparing this point negative 1.9 and positive 1.5. Well, definitely the negative is the smallest. Okay, so what is that? Where are we? Where are we? Why did we talk about it? So okay, let's apply the formula. The z equals to x minus mu over sigma. So now we are talking about whether we want to take the first or the second, and it shows that the second will give us the lowest value. So what is the value of our z? Where is the 0.2? Okay, so the second, right? So 0.53. So this is the z value for 0.2 area under the curve. So 0.53. So our z is 0.53. Okay, since it is on the right side, so your z value will be positive. If let's say suddenly the question asks you about something on the left side, so your z value will have a negative sign. In this case, it is positive. And then you don't know about your x here, minus your mu. What is your mu? Where is the mu? 1.28 over your sigma. What is the sigma? 420. So 420. What will you get from all this working? Okay, so to make it easy, so this 420 should multiply with this, and you should get the value of 222.6, and then you will have x minus 1280, and then to get the x. So definitely this negative value should go to the left side, and you will get your x equals to 1502.6. Okay, that's your x. Okay, easy. If let's say you happen to choose, because I believe that many of you may have taken the first part. Well, don't worry, as long as you have all the working, maybe you will just lose half marks out of 2. So don't worry about it too much. Okay, the working is more important than the value. Okay, anything else you want to ask about this question? Any question from both group?
Madam, it's not the smallest gap, is it?
It should be the smallest
For
gap.
the smallest gap to 2.0? Because I thought it was like that. It
It
shows
should be
0.52 because,
it should,
yeah.
okay, what was your question?
I thought it was the smallest gap to 2.0. That's why I chose 0.52, because in comparison to the gap between 0.53 is 19 to 0. I don't know how to say it. As in like 0.53 is 0.0019 to 2.0. But 0.52 is 0.00015. So I thought it was like that. Shows the closest to 2.0.
Okay, because you didn't see the negative sign here. Because for negative, if the number is bigger, it shows the smallest. Right. Can you see that you will get negative from this number? Okay, okay, it's fine. I think maybe many of you will get confused. Okay, even the textbook, normally we will consider both number, although by default you should find the smallest. Maybe because the negative sign makes everyone confused. So you think that, well, if let's say there is no negative sign, definitely 1.5 is the smallest compared to 1.9. But 1.9 here, you have the negative. Okay? Okay. But because many of you get confused, then I will consider both answer. Okay. Clear? Anything else? Anything else?
No, madam. Clear.
No, madam.
Okay. Okay. So where are we? Okay. So next question. Because I'm still like thinking that it could be right that if let's say we can ignore the negative sign, because currently I'm looking at the negative. Yeah, It's still like both can be correct. Okay, don't worry, I will consider both answer. You should be fine. Okay, next question. This is from section 6. So, let's see question from section 1. Okay. Well, I think this is like very similar. Okay. So let's read it together. It is reported that 10% of those taking business math will not pass the midterm exams. So what is this 10%? What is this 10%?
Right.
Okay, so this is point 1. And 60 students are taking the exams next week. So 60 is your N. So what is the probability at least 2 students will not pass the exam? Probability that at least 2 students will not pass the exam means that the minimum is 2 and it can go even higher. Okay, so how to solve this question?
We have to find the mean first, Doctor.
So how to find the mean? So
Pi.
pi multiply with n, you should get the value of, okay, so 0.1 multiply with 60, so this will give you the value of 6. And then you have to find the sigma. Okay, so sigma, the formula is, well, definitely n multiply with pi, multiply with 1 minus pi. So n multiply with pi, you have received 6, and then 1 minus pi, the pi is 0.1. Okay, so given this working, you should get the value of, what is it? 2.32. Okay, this is your sigma. Okay, next question, what should we do? Perhaps it is better for you to draw a diagram so that you can see the area. So the middle is mu is 6. So your students can go up to 60. Okay. And next, what else? So what is the question asked you? Probability at least 2 students will not pass the exam. So 2 perhaps somewhere here. 2, at least 2 will not pass. And then you will cover the whole thing. Starting from 2 until 60. Okay. So what's next? So is this 2 your x value, the real x? If you look at the n is 60. We are dealing with such a very large number. It is more than 30 observation. So your 2 should be adjusted according to the correction factor. Okay, now what is the question? At least 2. So you can also apply the first case, like at least 2 means that your x should minus with 0.5. Okay, so your x, which is 2 minus with 0.5, what will you get? 1.5. So let's apply the formula z equals to 1.5 minus your mu here, which is n, over sigma. What is your sigma? 2.32. And you should get the value of, because 1.5 is small minus a large number, so you should get the value of negative 1.94. Okay, so when you draw a diagram, you know that it should be on the left side because the value should be negative. So this is just your z value. It is not even your probability. So how to find the probability?
The table.
So where is the table? 1.94. 1.94, you should get the value of 0.4738. Okay, so if you convert it into probability, you will get 0.4738. Is this the final answer?
No,
No.
So what is the final answer?
we need to sum with 0.5.
Yes.
Okay, so whatever you've computed here is actually this area, This is 0.4738. So the question, if you see the shaded area, it should also cover this part. Okay, so 0.4738 plus with 0.5, which represent half of the diagram. So you should get the value of 0.9738. So this is the final answers. Okay, so the same methods of grading. So if you can compute the mu and sigma, you should get half marks. If you are able to compute up to this point, another half marks. And if you are able to convert 1.94 into the probability, you should get another half. And if you plus or minus whatever with this 0.5, you should get another 0.5. So in total, you should get 2 marks. Okay. Okay. This is the first question for section 1. Well, because I talk too much. Second. Okay, now. Okay, so to create warranties on electrical products, manufacturer wants to set the limit so that few will need repair at the manufacturer's expense. On the other hand, the warranty period must be long enough to make it attractive to the buyers. So for a new electrical products, the mean number of months until repairs are needed is 36.84. So the mu is given here, 36.84. Okay. And the standard deviation is also given, which is 3.34. And where should the warranty limit be set so that only 15% of the electrical products need repairs at the manufacturer's expense? Okay. So what should we do? The first steps, you have to draw a diagram so that you can see the area. So only 15% of the electrical products need to repair. So you want to make sure that the warranty should be covering the minimum cost, because when we talk about warranty, it is at the expense of the manufacturer. So you want to, so let me put the middle here, the mu. So where is it? On the left side or on the right side?
Left side.
Why?
Minimum.
Yeah. Although the question didn't tell you about the minimum, but when we talk about the cost, when we talk about the expenses, we want to minimize it. Okay, so by default, it is understood that you want to make it small. You want, it is referring to the left side of the diagram. So 15. So this is the 15.15. Can you find this area?
Yes.
What is the value? What should we do?
0.35.
0.5 minus 0.15. So you should get 0.35. Okay, so this is area under the curve, right? So, so currently we are using the z to find the x value. Means that the area under the curve is the probability, right? So we have to convert this probability into the z value. Okay, so let's look at the table. 0.35. So where is it? 0.35. Okay, so you have 0.3485 or 0.35008. So you have to find the smallest by minus. Okay. So which one is the smallest? Do you have calculator with you? Which one is the smallest?
0.3508.
Yep, that's right. So somehow when you minus this, when you minus these two numbers with 0.35, you will get 0.3508 is the smallest. So the z value is 1.04. Okay, so where is the z? So z, okay, so 1.04. Okay, but this is not the final. Why? Because the area is on the left side. Okay, when you draw a diagram, you know that this 1.04 should contain the negative sign. Okay, so you have to have the negative. Equals to x. What is your x value? You don't know the x, right? Because you are actually currently finding the x. X is here. X minus the mu is given here, 36.84 over sigma, 3.34, and then just rearrange them, and this number multiply with this number, you should get the value of, well, whatever, and then later on, okay, let me just make it like one by one. So negative 3.4736, and then you will have x minus 36.84, and then take this number, put it this way, and then you will get your x equals to 33.3664. Okay, so the same as yours, means that different question, but basically the question asks about the same thing. Okay. So any question? Any question from the two section? So this is actually the final question that I have asked with all my classes. Anything else you want to ask? Yeah, I think I was like still thinking about the gaps. Yeah, I think the negative will not mean anything. I mean the negative before. So you definitely have to find the smallest. So by saying that, the previous answer is correct. Okay. I'm still like thinking about it. Yeah. It should be that way. That regardless of which one minus which one, as long as you get the smallest gap, regardless it is negative value, positive value. Yeah. You are right. Okay. So anything else? Anything else you want to ask regarding the question? Let me see. This is what question? Your question. Okay. The fastest answer it within 3 minutes. That's fine. Okay. So anything else you want to ask before we end our class?
No, medium.
No? Is it clear? Make sure that you understood everything, because this is your time to discuss everything. Or else, later on in your test, you will be dealing with a lot of questions with different chapters. So before you finish like one chapter, make sure that you understood everything. Okay, are they all clear?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So I believe that everyone should get full mark, right? Because the questions are very straightforward. Okay. Okay, so yeah, I have recorded that, so I should stop recording.